Hey guys, it's Thursday. It is the Thursday before Easter. So tomorrow's Good Friday. So I definitely won't be on tomorrow. But hey, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for all the support. If everyone who comes on, please hit the subscribe button. It's really appreciated. I'm trying to build this thing up organically, and I'm hoping that I can get, as many subscribers that are true subscribers. I'm not trying to pay for subscribers, guys. So please get the word out, subscribe. It really helps out a lot. Look, we're going to cover topics here that most are not. So I'm just going to start off, right off the top, talking about the situation in Guyana with the U.S. ambassador putting out a statement saying that it's dangerous. It's dangerous for anyone to try to renegotiate an oil contract. Right. That's where we are today. We're in the place today where, let's say, there's a provision inside of a oil contract that doesn't make sense in 2026. For example, let's just say because of different things that have happened and occurred around the world, that there's a provision or two that within the contract that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for the people of Guyana. It doesn't make any sense for ExxonMobil, right? Like, I'm sure there are things like that in there. And then the other question is, once you start going into a deal and you start to look at it real close and you start to notice, hey, we can adjust this thing where we can make it better for the people of Guyana, but we can also make it better for Exxon as well. We can make the deal actually more stable if we just made a few changes, for example. That approach, according to the ambassador, is dangerous. It's dangerous to try to make a better deal. It's dangerous to try to, adjust to the times, right? That a deal that you signed in 2015 in a world that was a certain way has to be the deal that you hold on to for 500 years. No matter how much the world changes, not one letter in the deal can be moved, not at all. This mentality coming from our embassy is dangerous. That's what's dangerous, straight up, because there's no reason to be throwing around the word dangerous around anything that's happening when it comes to oil in Guyana. Why would she even say that? Why would she even use that word? Why? By her using that word, she just made it dangerous. She made it dangerous with the words coming out of her mouth. And so the question is, why would an ambassador be instructed to create a problem where there is no problem? Because that's what she did. When you go out there and you say something's dangerous as an ambassador, you're saying we have a diplomatic problem here. And it's so serious that it's dangerous. Where did this come from? I'm looking at the situation and I'm going, well, why is she flying off the rails like this? Why is she going off the chain like this? What the hell is going on here? Why is she freaking out? Because that's a freak out maneuver. Dangerous. What's she talking about? It makes you wonder, right? Because her thing was, oh, see, if you do that, then it'll make everyone else not want to get oil from Guyana. They're going to see Guyana. They're going to say, oh, those guys, they want to actually have a good deal. So we can't do business there. I mean, why would the people of Guyana looking to get a better deal tell other investors this is a bad place to come? Why? That doesn't even make any sense. So why is she creating a mountain out of a molehill? Why is she trying? Why was she instructed to create a problem now when it concerns oil? Why now? I think I have an idea. So here's the issue. And I brought it up before several times. The price of oil is going up, and it's going to keep going up. And with that price going up, guess what? The people of Guyana should be seeing a huge increase in revenue, right? What happens if the revenue never shows up, even though oil prices are through the roof? What happens then? People start to get angry. People start to get mad. And they start to wonder, what kind of deal is this? where we here in Guyana, we're doing what's right. We're peaceful. It's not easy, but we're being peaceful. We're being a good part of the international community, right? That's the position of Guyana right now, which is a great position, by the way. And it's the position I've been advocating from the beginning. So, how is it possible that that's the position they're in? Oil prices go through the roof, instability is occurring in the Middle East, and yet they're not seeing an increase in revenue? How is that possible? See, now I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I have a feeling that that's why she's saying this dangerous stuff because I think some people in the know are kind of seeing that, um, people are going to start questioning where's the money at when they start to wonder, well, if oil prices are at $150 a barrel, why is it that the amount of revenue coming into Guyana is still the same? Now they're going to say, according to the contract, the reason why is because they get to extract the cost of what it costs to take oil out. So they're taking the cost away before they give Guyana benefit, any profits, right? They keep pulling away on the cost, which is fine. And that's actually good for the people of Guyana and it's good for their future because once all the cost is wiped out, then you guys are going to be getting straight cash, right? And so that's where it's at now. So I'm wondering if there's a problem here between the trend between this transition of the oil revenue covering the cost of getting access to the oil and revenue going into the government of Guyana staying flat or barely raising, even though oil prices are through the roof. See, if that happens, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a political problem domestically. You're going to have all kinds of problems, which is why I've been saying from the beginning the people of Guyana should probably get a pretty big cash grant just because of the situation around the world right now. There's so much instability that it's a really good idea to reward the people of Guyana with a good cash grant. Because to me, that's the only way you can get the money directly into the hands of everybody, right? And that's the key of the revenue is you want to get the oil, as much of the oil revenue into the hands of the people of Guyana. That's the whole goal. That's the whole point. So so her coming out and saying it's dangerous for them to say, "Hey, we're looking at the deal and we're saying that some things could be fixed. We can improve it actually, and we could improve it for us and for Exxon." No, that's dangerous. Don't you dare say that. If you even mention that, then no other investors are going to come to Guyana. This is the stance she's taking. And it's so ridiculous to me that it's like it tells me there's trouble in the air. There's trouble in the air. There's something wrong with the oil revenue. I don't know what it is, but that's what this tells me. And they're going to try to blame the people of Guyana. They're going to try to create probably some type of problem in the society to try to say, oh, these guys are greedy or whatever they're going to do. But that's where this is headed because she's getting on a very aggressive footing to basically say, you know, the U.S. is going to want to wipe out anybody who even mentions anything about the oil deal. And to be on that kind of footing right now when things are so crazy in the world is crazy. Why would she go that far? It's almost like she's trying to create political instability. Which takes me to another thing. You know, there was another ambassador back in the day named Manuel Rocha, and he did a similar move, I think in Ecuador, where right before their elections, he said, "Hey, if you don't vote for the American candidate, then you're all gonna get destroyed economically." Right. And when he said that, it basically guaranteed the win for the anti-American candidate the next election. And when Manuel Rocha did it as an as ambassadorial staff for the United States, when he did that, everyone wondered, like, why would no one could figure it out? But then you find out years later he goes to jail for being a Cuban spy, and it's like, yeah, because the Cubans wanted him to say that, right? And so this kind of sounds like that. So I don't know if the Manuel Rocha network is still active in our State Department. I don't know. But this is a Manuel Rocha kind of move with the ambassador talking like that, I got to say. It's one of those things where Cubans would like that. The Cuban intel guys, the anti-American Cubans, they would like a U.S. ambassador to start causing chaos on the oil front in this region right now. That would benefit them a lot. I'm not saying the ambassador's working for the Cuban intel. All I'm saying is that the ambassador works for the U.S. government and the State Department. And unfortunately, we have proven in our government that we allow Cuban spies to run rampant in our government. We let them do whatever the hell they want. If you don't think that I'm telling the truth, look up Manuel Rocha, Victor Manuel Rocha. You'll see. We allowed him to be a Cuban spy for 30, 40 years, and we allowed him to do anything he wanted to do, and we helped him do it. And so he's got a whole network of guys who I haven't seen anyone else arrested related to him. So they're all still working in the US government, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if some Cuban spy person with a high level of authority somehow, some way was able to get the State Department on this footing to be so angry about the oil deal and to start telling people, ordering the ambassador to tell the world it's dangerous for the people of Guyana to say, hey, we might want to adjust this a little bit to improve it for us and for you. It's modern times now. It's 2026. This deal can actually be improved. That's dangerous. She's being ordered to do that. Okay. And she doesn't know why. That's the ambassadors don't know why. They don't know why. They just do it. They're told why, but they're not given the real reason why. This comes from higher ups, and it just smells like some Cuban intel thing. I'm sorry. Those are the only people right now. Those are the only people I know of who would really want to cause problems anywhere. And this, what she did, is a problem. It's just a problem. It's going to cause so many problems down the line because no people like to be told that it's dangerous for them to stand up for their rights and to stand up for themselves and say, hey, I don't know if this deal is right for me. It may not even be right for you. Maybe we should both look at this thing and adjust it a little, make it better for both of us. If you can't have a relationship with people where when you're at an impasse where you can't like negotiate in good faith to say, look, there are some issues in our partnership right now that are hurting me on my side and making it harder for me to do what I need to do for my people, right? And I also know that some of this stuff that causes us issues also causes you issues over there, ExxonMobil. And so there might be some changes that we can make on this agreement that can help us out a little bit, but also help us help you, right? If you can't have that kind of relationship, then what's the point of having a deal? Because then you're just saying, well, we're putting a gun to your head. You're going to sign this thing and we're putting a gun to your head. That's not a deal. That's a threat. So I hope the ambassador can walk this back. I hope she can correct the statement and say, well, it's not dangerous for people to want to renegotiate a deal that makes it better for all parties involved. What's so bad about that? I'm telling you, there are things about this deal that even Exxon doesn't like too much. Okay, I promise you, there are things about this deal that ExxonMobil would be more than happy to like get rid of because it doesn't fit their business model right now. It probably was good for them 10 years ago, but it's not good now. It's not good for what they're seeing going forward. So they might actually want to change some things. I'm telling you. But we're never going to get to the point where people can talk on both sides amicably if the ambassador is in the middle before anything saying, hey, it's dangerous to even discuss it. What's she talking about? That's not dangerous. It's ridiculous to even go that route. So I'm not saying she's a Cuban spy. I'm not saying that, a Cuban spy has done this, but I am saying that this is how the Cuban spies work. This is how they create chaos for us in the United States, is they get us and our ambassadorial staff to make huge political blunders like this one, right? It's just a big mistake, and it was uncalled for. So hopefully these guys can walk that back a little bit and say, you know what, guys, Actually, we have an entire system in place that if there is a dispute, we've got international courts, we've got all this stuff. And you know what? If you guys go for that, there will be challenges. Okay. But, you guys are your own country and you have the right. If you need to take that approach, then you have the right to do that. Yes, there will be ramifications to it, but if she's being honest, and everyone else around is being honest, and they know that the nation of Guyana is coming with good intentions and actually trying to improve everything for everyone, then it shouldn't really be that kind of blowback. I don't see how outside corporations would be would look at Guyana saying, "Hey, we want to actually make the deal better for all of us." I don't see how other companies would see that and say that's dangerous. We don't want to involve ourselves with them. I think other companies will say, "Well, that's the kind of country we want to work with. A country that says, "Hey, we're not trying to be greedy. What we're trying to do is improve the deals we have in a way that every party involved improves, gets better with the deal." And no one can say to me that you can't improve a deal. Of course you can. Of course you can. Come on, guys. Please. Seriously. So we should be in that mindset in this region. We should not be in the mindset of ambassadors talking about it's dangerous. Stop. So I hope they walk that back. So with that said, Pam Bondi being out. Now that's incredible because that's a shock. I didn't expect that in a million years. I don't feel one way or the other about it, but I will say this. This will be a problem for many, many investigations that are dealing in the political realm right now, because those political investigations, they're highly sensitive. And the agents involved are doing things that are like out of control. And she oversees all that stuff in DOJ. So her exit means that if anybody under her has been involved in any kind of shenanigans, oh, they're going to have problems. So that's the issue here, right? Is that anybody in DOJ who's been messing around underneath Pam Bondi's name, now that she's removed, you guys have no cover. Yeah. So we're probably going to see some fallout politically here. And it's probably going to happen pretty quick. I can't predict anything, but I'm pretty sure with a move happening this fast and this quick, there's going to be a lot of happening in the DOJ, and there's going to be a lot of people probably having to resign or do something because, you know, in order to get the job done, sometimes these guys got to kind of cross the line. And if the boss is okay with it, then all right. But if the boss goes away and a new boss comes in and the new boss says, "Ooh, you guys crossed the line away I don't agree with," ooh, that hurts. So I think that's what's going to happen here is we're going to see an impact on some of these investigations. Some investigations that Pam Bondi would not perform are now going to be opened. So I think there are a lot of people out there right now who are super worried because if they were about to get something to benefit them through Pam Bondi, that's gone. And for those who have benefited from Pam Bondi and that she didn't go after them, well, that's gone. People are going to get got. That people are going to get got with the new person coming in. And the crazy part is there's an interim guy in, I guess Todd Blanche is his name. When the interim people are in, they are the worst of the worst for like corrupt people in the system because those guys don't give a damn. Like they're only there temporarily. So whatever they do is whatever they do. So there may be some I'll predict it now. We may see some craziness coming out of the DOJ soon because with an interim guy in there, we might see some indictments and some investigations here that might shock some people. My opinion. And I think that's why Pam Bondi on Drudge, it said that she was begging not to get fired. Yeah. I think she's worried about some of this stuff. Hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. And, when you play like the way these guys play, you're fired. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a great Easter. For some reason, this Easter for me feels a little special. I don't know why. I'm looking forward to this one. I haven't Easter has not been a holiday that I've celebrated much throughout my life. I am a Christian, but I'm not one of the Christians who like does all of the stuff that the traditional stuff. I've always stayed away from that a little bit. But I don't know. I think I'm going to celebrate this Easter. Um, I'm kind of feeling it this Easter for some reason. So yeah, I hope everyone else who celebrates, I hope you have a great and happy Easter. Have a great Easter weekend. Great Good Friday, and let's do this again on Monday. Really appreciate all the subscriptions, all of the comments, all of the likes. Really appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Love you all. Monday.
Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, change will make it better. There's no one to blame, you see. Maybe we're not meant to be. There are plenty more fish in the sea anyway. Every day's a different thing, so I'm not into wedding rings. It ain't personal, it's the way I think. Yeah. You